Haven't seen too many black girls hop on this trend, but we here, okay? We up in there. Hey guys, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell by the title, you guessed it, we're giving clean girl makeup. I know you're thinking like, what is clean girl makeup? Clean girl makeup is 2022's version of the no makeup look. We just keep coming up with new terminology to come out with new content because clearly the girls are struggling to create ideas. But I just had to hop on the trend because it's cute. Typically the girls have their hair like slicked back real tight and like a nice little knotted bun, but I have a weave, so we're not doing that, okay? We're gonna do it the black girl way. And that's gonna be this. This is really just giving you like an enhanced version of yourself. And if you guys like makeup that's quick, fast, to the point, it's not gonna take too much work, you're gonna enjoy this tutorial. So make sure you guys keep watching, but before you do, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, okay? I don't make these videos for nothing, okay? Okay. We're going for something that's very, very natural. Borderline looks like you don't have makeup on, you know? Like we're trying to give girl next door clean makeup. Like what does clean makeup even mean at this point, right? Every year we have new terminology. This is pretty much no makeup. So I'm gonna brush my brows up. I debated on whether or not I wanted to like carve my brows out for this look and fill them in. And it's supposed to be no makeup, but nah. We're gonna add my own spin on it, and I'm actually gonna do my brows. I'll do them a little bit lighter than I usually do. I want my makeup to look really nice and soft for this look, not over the top, so I'm just lightly, very, very gently filling them in. Just enough so I can see a little bit of a tint. See that? Just a little bit. This is gonna be clean makeup, Brianna's way. And yeah, that calls for filling in the brows just a little bit. And it's more so like at the tail of my brow that I needed a little bit of a little pencilage, you know? I'm gonna just go ahead and brush that out, make sure it's all diffused in there. This look should really take no longer than like 10 minutes, honestly. If I wasn't doing this on camera, we'd have this thing snatched immediately. I didn't even really fill in the front of my brows too much because I feel like I've already got some hair there. But if your brows are sparse, you can fill it in and just kind of like flick upwards to create little hair-like strokes. So now I'm gonna carve out the tail end of my brows. I'm not gonna bring it all the way to the front today. I'm just gonna kind of try to keep it right here at the arch and bring it down. And then I'm just lightly gonna be blending it out right here to give my brow a really, really natural look. Almost like a just threaded brow, you know? We don't want it to be too makeup heavy. And I'm gonna use my finger to blend that out. Just like that. So for the face today, we're gonna do things a little bit different. Hydro Grip comes first, okay? She's always first, she's never last. Making sure I prime my skin so that my makeup looks smooth on my skin, even though I'm not gonna be using too much today. But I do always like to put a primer on, especially this one, because I feel like my skin doesn't produce as much oil when I'm wearing this. No matter what I'm doing, I always use my Milk Makeup Primer because I feel like it just is a really good base for whatever you're gonna do on your face. So I'm gonna be starting with concealer first. My Walnut Concealer by NARS. You guys have seen this plenty of times. It's really warm, so I like to use this first because it's a little bit more orangey than the concealers that I typically use. It's definitely not necessarily a color corrector, but it corrects my darkness just a little bit. I definitely look more awake already. Now I'm gonna be using my Fenty concealer in the shade 370. I'm gonna use that right up in here, lightly, not too heavy. And I'm also pulling it to the outer corner of my eye, right here. This technique is literally just to create just a little bit of lift. And when you do this technique, you want to try to concentrate your blending on the inner corner and the outer corner. And I'm also adding my ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer just for a little bit more brightness, right up in here. And this concealer is just, it's not as matte as the Fenty concealer, so it's gonna give me a more natural, radiant look, which is what I'm going for today because we're trying to look natural. We're trying to look natural, okay? I'm focusing the blending right in this area, right? Right where my darkness is. And now I'm gonna go ahead and press this in right here on the side so that my eye has a nice lift. Can y'all see what that did? Like how my eyes just kind of like look more lifted, more awake? That's what we're going for. So I've got my concealer on and now I'm gonna add a little bit of foundation, okay? We're gonna get a little bit of coverage on the skin, but not too much. This foundation that I'm gonna be using today, we're trying something new, okay? Charlotte Tilbury. I'm sorry, Charlotte Tilbury. Did I say that right? Yeah. So we're gonna be using the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I've been hearing about this foundation like way too much, so I had to go and get it. I used it a little bit the other day. I only used it on my forehead because I had a mask on, and it wore really nice throughout the day. I wore it to work and skin was looking beautiful, okay? It was giving radiance. I'm gonna pop some on my forehead and on the cheeks. I don't wanna go too hard with this foundation. Like I definitely wanna keep it really nice, really light, because I don't want to look cakey. I don't really want to look like I have makeup on. So we're gonna start blending this down. Oh, and I didn't even tell y'all the shade. Okay, this is starting to drip down my forehead, so I gotta talk fast. This is 12 Neutral, okay. All right, we're getting out of control. Let's blend that out. Good. I picked up the shade 12 Neutral in this foundation, and y'all, I was going back and forth between this shade and what was it, 13 Warm. And I just have to say, y'all, he's been working overtime on me because the Lord is finally releasing me from the shackles of Warm foundation. Like I have been released. If any of y'all have the same skin tone as me and you've been using Warm foundation, I pray that God swoops down like a hawk and he snatches that Warm foundation right out your hands, okay? Because my skin is not, I don't think I'm necessarily a warm girl, and I had to get released from orange foundation. Like I had to let it go, because look at this shade. Like this is giving I just woke up and I used a great serum last night. It's giving Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist. Y'all see that? I mean, I look great. It matches my neck, like everything just looks really good. And I don't know why I kept buying warm foundations. Like it's not me. I'm not that warm girl. So if you're like me and you've been tied up, I'm praying for you, sis. I'm praying. You got it. Get up out there. Go ahead and get you a neutral, because it just looks so much better. Let's talk a little bit about the finish of this foundation. Like, I don't know if y'all can tell, but my skin looks, it's not like super shiny or anything. It's definitely not matte, but it's giving like real skin that's just been moisturized. And the coverage on this foundation is like light to medium. It's not a very full coverage, but I still see a little bit of coverage. My little freckles are still peeking through. Of course, you can see my pimples there. You know, she's trying to make an appearance. We're gonna cover her up. But you can see a little bit of my beauty marks right here, and you can see it on my nose. So it just adds like a nice little medium coverage to the skin. It's not over the top, but it's definitely giving no makeup. I'm sorry. It's giving clean girl makeup. That's what they're calling it these days, you know. And now I'm gonna go in with the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. And my aunt, she works at Sephora, and she gave this to me, so thank you, Auntie Bridget. I love you, girl. And this is in the shade Full of Life. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that on. Now, I'm not gonna use too much of this. This bronzer I'm finding is really, really, really warm. Like almost a little too warm. I'm gonna add just a little bit up here. Not too much, because it actually really blends out nicely. I love the consistency of this, but I just wish it was a little bit less warm. So y'all can see this blends out really, really nicely. I'm just blending it upwards. And the main reason that I'm blending this like going upwards is because I don't want to drag it down here. I've made that mistake before and it just ends up looking kind of muddy down there on the jawline. You don't need that. You want to keep it nice and cute. I really do like this bronzer. I love the consistency of it. It's just really, really smooth and creamy. And I don't know if I would have even tried this myself if my aunt didn't give this bronzer to me. I don't know if I would have went out and bought this myself. So I'm really glad. I'm really glad. Then forehead, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out right up in here as well. So now for blush, we're gonna pull out the Fenty Cream blush. Haven't used this girl in a while. This is in the shade Daiquiri Dip, kind of like a strawberry red color. I'm gonna use the back of my beauty blender and I'm just gonna push that in. And now I'm going kind of like right up in here on my cheek. And I'm just gonna press that in real good so that my skin has like a natural flush. I'm gonna use my Beauty Bakery setting powder, and this is in the shade Yellow, and I'm gonna press that in. I'm also gonna add just a little bit on my forehead. My forehead gets a little, we get a little shiny up in there. I'm gonna add some around my nose, lightly. A little bit on the smile lines. So I'm gonna go to my eyes just a little bit. You guys have seen me do this several times. I'm gonna take an angled brush and I'm gonna use my dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna like stamp a little tiny wing, you know, just a little something just to make the eyes give a little. For this look today, I think I'm gonna go without lashes. Will I? I don't know. I'm gonna add just a little bit of highlight. I don't wanna add too much because I feel like my skin already has like this cute little natural glow. I'm using the MAC Tiana Taylor MSF in the shade House of Petunia. Can't forget about the brows. We have to set those, okay? I don't ever forget to set my brows. That is a must. I'm gonna use my e.l.f. brow gel, brushing my brow upward. I think I'm gonna keep my brow fluffier today. So I want them to have a little more texture. So I'm gonna leave my brows going straight up. I'm not gonna like try to make them too neat or anything. For my lips, I'm gonna use a brown lip liner. It's in the shade Brown, it's from NYX. And I'm gonna be using my Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat. I haven't used this on camera yet, and I've had this for months. Yes, I like Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat. Y'all know I have not come across a gloss bomb that I don't like yet. If I did, I would definitely let you know, but this stuff is really nice. I'm not gonna say it plumps my lips any more than any other lip plumper I've tried. It does just about the same thing as any other lip plumper, and it just feels nice and spicy. So that's gonna conclude today's video. It's giving natural, okay? It's giving natural beauty, not too much, not too little, just enough, okay? Making people guess whether or not your skin is just that good. And shout out to the Charlotte Tilbury foundation. I mean, because that stuff looks good. This stuff looks good on my skin. And shout out to the fact that I have finally been released from the shackles of warm foundation. Your girl is free, okay? I'm a new woman. Let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, okay? And I will see you guys in the next one.